Welcome to Luna Park, Sydney's best known face. And it's been here for 90 years, but there's probably a lot about it that you don't know. The name comes from Luna Park, Coney Island, New York. It was two entrepreneurs by the name of Fred Tonkston and Elmer Dundee that started the first Luna Park in 1903. Come through the face and let's have a look at what else we can tell you about Luna Park that you may find surprising. There are 14 teeth. There have been 8 faces. The Rotor is probably one of the rides best known for anyone that's come to Luna Park. Been here since 1951. It was the invention of a German by the name of Ernst Hofmeister. The two men that ran Luna Park saw it over in Munich and brought it back and created their own, and it became a centrifugal force of excitement that people in the 1950s raced to because there was nothing like that in Australia at the time. It's also the site of probably the most sick stomachs. When you vomit here, the staff call it a protein spill because we don't want to embarrass people, the fact that they throw up. It's also very famous, the Rotor, for starring in the film Candy with Heath Ledger and Abu Cornish. This central area that we're going to walk down now is called the Midway. And the Midway takes its name from the Chicago World's Fair. It's also the place that gave the world the Ferris wheel. George Washington Ferris Jr. created the very first Ferris wheel in 1893, and they have been an amusement park staple the world over. It's got one of the best views of Sydney, 36 metres high, 24 gondolas, was famous in the 70s, 80s, 90s as a place for people to hop the question. The Carousel, on and off over the years, very popular with the little kids who don't make the height limits for the other scarier rides. There have been many different carousels. One famously sold in an auction when all the rides were auctioned off in the early 80s. Before it was Luna Park, this was actually the site that built the Sydney Harbour Bridge. That was between 1924 and 1932. When the bridge was opened, they bulldozed it and the site was vacant. So the government and the local councils banded together to get some money to operate an amusement park and an adjoining pool. They were twin projects. North Sydney Pool opened 8 months after Luna Park in 1935. Luna Park took 3 months to build, 1,000 people, record time, and opened at the peak of the Depression. Then we go to the Big Top, which was the site of the ghost train. Tragically, on June 9, 1979, this ride burnt to the ground, killing 7 people, 6 of them children. There's a plaque in their memory.
Feared the death toll could rise to as high as 7 in an horrific blaze in Sydney's Luna Park tonight. Fire broke out in the ghost train and within minutes the building was an inferno.
It's been an absolute night of tragedy here at the Luna Park in North Sydney.
The Big Top's now been turned into another Netflix experience, an immersive experience, Squid Game. And that's increased its popularity with Asian tourists. The Wild Mouse is now the most popular ride. It is heritage listed roller coaster that has some of the best views in Sydney, but most terrifying because you have to squeeze yourself in and there's twists and turns and they are absolutely scary, as scary as they were when I was an 8-year-old celebrating my birthday here. This ride's been here since 1961. Come in behind the gates. Then you have the Big Dipper, which was the most popular ride when the park opened in 1935. It was shipped from Glenelg, Luna Park, South Australia, piece by piece and reassembled with 1,000 people under Ted Hopkins' tutelage. He became known as Mr. Luna Park. There have been 2 other Big Dippers since then. One that opened in the 90s. That was way too big, the neighbours didn't like and took the park to court. Managed to successfully close down Luna Park for that time. That roller coaster is now at Dreamland in Queensland. And the 3rd Big Dipper opened in 2021 and still very popular. This little car that was part of the original ride, it's the only thing that's come from Glenelg that still remains. Now when the owners began Luna Park, they couldn't work out whether or not to call it Coney Island or Funnyland, so they did both. It's still pretty much in exactly the same state as it was in 1935. Got some of the most heritage-listed beautiful art inside. So let's go inside and take a look. This is the creation of Arthur Barton, the first artist in residence, and everything in here has been heritage listed. When it was reworked in the 90s, next door neighbour, artist Peter Kingston, lovingly went over everything, some of the things that didn't survive as in the original shape, and has painted them, and so it will be Arthur Barton per PK on some of the illustrations, but the bulk of them have survived. Slides. One of the first uses of masonite in Australia, because the wood they were using prior to that was causing a lot of splinters and people were getting a lot of injuries sliding down. So these are masonite, they have been polished up. Here now we see the two guys that started Luna Park, David Atkins and Ted Hopkins. Wilson's Point identities, both of them, because they were here pretty much every day. So they were the strength of the park, and he's the one that put the Big Dipper together again. He's the guy whose idea it was. He came from South Australia, moved to Sydney and worked on the concessions at Coogee Pier, went back to South Australia, worked at Luna Park, Glenelg, and then brought it all back here. So they are the two big showmen of Luna Park. He died in 1957. He only died in 1992, so he saw a lot of the changes in the park and was a beloved figure around the park. Its heyday in the 1940s, when it was really about the only place open in Sydney. Here you've got Prince Philip falling over in the Barrels of Fun. He made the front page of the Daily Telegraph when he fell over, and he's actually escorted out of the park because he stood up in the river caves, which was one of the favourite rides. This is an example of an Arthur Barton work that has been retouched by Peter Kingston because it's got PK just down there. You can see that in some of them. This was the site of the bathing beauty parades in the 1930s, wood chopping contestants. They had the ladies' wood chop competition. It was very much like this Royal Easter Show. Open at night, open always on the weekend. And in the boardings, the watertight, did acquire a slightly seedy reputation because there were prostitutes gathering at the foot of the Harbour Bridge. It was, a gathering place for not just children. You keep coming through here, we'll see the Barrels of Fun, where Prince Philip had actually fallen through. So here are the very recognisable Hessian sacks that I'm going to go up on and slide down.